Thank you for allowing me to talk to you. I know that we're all super busy, especially you guys, but I think this is a great issue that should be discussed. I've noticed that there's issues with communication throughout the entire office within each little part in our little worlds throughout the front, middle, and back. We're very consistent, but throughout the entire office, there are gaps and places where we definitely need improvement. Specific examples that I see are project turnover, phone calls, and ordering supplies. So from what I've noticed, when Mitchell makes his calls for philanthropies, Kimmy will get the calls in the front and not know who made the call. Well, she knows who made the call, but she doesn't exactly know the reason or when to schedule it. So we usually leave somebody hanging for a little while. And it would be more professional if we were able to know exactly what that call was regarding, who it was for, what times that work best for Mitchell to call them back. And another issue that I've noticed is ordering supplies. We have the list in the back, but with Mason and Levi both having different shifts, we don't know if they ordered something, if they didn't, or if they're waiting for the next person to order it the next day. So I've created a team in Trello, which is a project management website that Mitchell and Rebecca have been using for a while because they're mostly here full time. But I think it would be very beneficial for the entire office to use, especially the students, mostly to keep track of those projects and know exactly what's going on in the office. Because, like I said, we all do our own different things, but the only way that this office can function completely and more efficiently is if we all know exactly what's going on in every single aspect of the office. So that I'm going to go through with the video and show them how they can invite all of the student employees in the office, and they will all have their own cards, just like in the exec middle, so executive secretary middle of the office. So right here, Rebecca would add a card, and she would add a project, and I would add it here. And so let's go to mine and say letter. I'll add that.
Okay.
And so then I'll go here. I can edit the labels. I can change the members who are part of that. I can move it to the completed, and I can change due dates. And so everyone will be able to see exactly what I'm working on, and everybody will be able to move it to their card if I'm gone. So if I leave, I can move it to McKenna's card.
Who comes in after you?
Who comes in after me. And then she'll be able to see it on her card, and I can comment, or no, I can't comment, but I can also write a description saying, hey, McKenna, I had to leave early,
right,
or something didn't finish it.
Didn't quite finish
Could
it.
you
It needs
work
to go
on
out
it?
today, type of
Yeah.
thing.
So I can move it right over there. So that way when she logs in, she sees that on her card and her to-do, and she'll read that and know exactly what happened. So even
So if you had a due date on there, and it was for that day at 5, and you had to leave at 3 or something, then she would know this needs to go out by 5, and to prioritize it with her other things she has.
The due date will stay on there. And another helpful thing is I noticed that we make post-it notes on computers, which is also helpful because as soon as you sit down, that's what you see.
Yeah.
So even adding, hey, I added a card on Trello.
As a post-it note still.
Yeah, as opposed to just that. But I will also be able to add it, say, notice the due date. This is important, needs to be done by the end of the day or by the morning. So, yeah, she'll be able to see exactly what I've been working on. And I will be able to move it to hers. And then if it's a really difficult project and she doesn't get it finished, she can move it anywhere throughout any of the people.
Even to the main secretary or something.
Yeah, I'll go through and add a board that says secretaries. So we're the office assistants, and Mary, Vicky, and Kathy are the secretaries. So So I'll add that in there, and that will just be a board that they can go and look at if we have concerns, questions. If we're working on a project and we're able to finish it, but if we're the last ones, then we can add it in there. And we always, it's always important to let them know before we leave. We're usually pretty good about telling Vicky, Kathy,
I didn't quite
Mary.
finish this letter.
I didn't quite finish this, but adding it's on Trello if you want to check the progress, because you're able to check. See, for instance, with all of these, there's different markers. Like you could add different categories. Say you're writing a letter and it's written, but it needs signed. You could add a category like blue could be written, needs signed by President Eyring, or the orange, written, signed, but needs mailed. So being able to add all those different categories will help everybody see it. We have a letter log in Excel, but that's just to keep track of letters that have already been written. But in Trello, we will be able to see letters that are in the process of being written.
And sometimes maybe you get that a letter signed just at the end of your thing too. So you need to move it to someone else.
Yeah. So I'll make that in the video that I'm making and be able to present that.
What are you going to use? How are you going to create the video?
There's a, excuse me. It's a software that I have installed in my computer. I can't remember what it's called, but I've used it for multiple projects. It's like a screen grab that makes a video of whatever I'm working on. So yeah, I just used it for a PowerPoint for another class.
Good.
So I'll be using that. And then at the end, when the video's done, so I'm still working on the language of it, adding a page to put in the training manual for when we hire new students and for people to look at if they have
Which
downtime.
is mainly training them on Trello.
Yeah,
right?
Basically training them. I'm going to add in login information, whatever section that they are in the office, where they go, how they add a card, how they, basically kind of like a mini tutorial. But then I'm going to upload the video that I make into just, because in the office we have a student
Training area.
Not a training area, it's just a student office assistant folder, and then we have our separate ones, but I'm going to keep it in there as a file that they can open and watch the video. So I'm going to add on the new training sheet how they can access that video in the iDrive, which is what we call it.
Okay.
So,
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to have a seat here.